Hello everybody! In this video I will teach you how to factorize by taking out a minus, and then we will look at the difference of two squares. Now I'm going to teach you how to factorize by taking out a minus. Now when I give you this minus bracket x minus 3, that one is already factorized, but it used to be, when you simplify, minus x plus 3. Now remember, I said factorization is the exact opposite of simplification. So the question will be, I will give you minus x plus 3 and then I will ask you to factorize, and then it becomes minus bracket x minus 3. Now how I did that was, let's do this next example. I said negative 2a plus 5, and then what you do is you factorize by pulling out this negative as a common factor. But when you are pulling out a sign, a negative, as a common factor, you are also working with this sign and it changes to the opposite sign. So that expression factorized will be minus bracket 2a minus 5. Can you see this sign changed into a positive and this sign changed into a negative? So when you take out a common factor, all the terms, the signs must change. Let's do another one. So if I give you minus 3x minus 5, when you're pulling out the minus as a common factor, there minus, and what's left is bracket positive 3x plus 5. So all the signs changes. Now this one says factorize by taking out a minus. Now let's see. If you look at the sum y bracket a minus 3 plus 5 bracket plus 3 minus 8, it feels as if it could be one of those from the previous lessons where you will take out a minus 3, the whole bracket, as a common factor. But in the second bracket there's a problem. The first problem is they're not in the right order. In other words, the y must be first. So I did nothing. All I did was I swapped the two numbers around. Then I check. In this one it's positive a minus 3, and now here it's still wrong, minus a plus 3. So this is where I am going to pull out a negative as a common factor. And when I take out the negative, the plus 5 sign changes into negative 5, and then the minus from the a becomes a plus, and the plus from the 3 becomes a negative. So all the signs changed, and now the two brackets are a minus 3, a minus 3. I factorize by pulling it out, and I'm left with y, this y, minus 5. And then you put the two directly next to each other without any signs there. Let's do another one. Factorize. Again, the first bracket is p minus q, but the second bracket is q minus p. So what I do is I swap the two around. Still the brackets aren't the same. So again, I'm going to pull out a minus as a common factor, and I'm left with negative 2 bracket p minus q. Now my two brackets are exactly the same. I pull out p minus q as a common factor, and I'm left with inside a bracket x minus 2, and remember there's no sign there. Now when I give you the expression x minus 4, x plus 4, that's two factors, and when you multiply them out you end with x squared plus x minus 16, and then your two middle terms, they can cancel out and you're left with x squared minus 16. Now, factorization is the exact opposite of simplification. So when I give you x squared minus 16 and you factorize, you put it in brackets and it becomes x minus 4, x plus 4. So now I'm going to teach you how to factorize a binomial. And the first thing you do is you will be looking out for the difference of two squares. Now, for something to be the difference of two squares, two things have to happen. The first thing is the two terms must be separated by a minus. And the other thing is the two terms have to be squares, perfect squares. Now, a perfect square is something that where the exponent is an even number. Even something like x to the power of 6, that's a perfect square, as long as the power is even. Now, how to go about factorizing the difference of two squares is, first of all, you check whether it's indeed the difference of two squares. So there's a minus, yes, check. And then a squared, perfect square, 25, perfect square. So now you can do the difference of two squares. And what you do is you make two brackets and you write a minus 5, a plus 5. So inside the one bracket there's a minus, and inside the other bracket there's always a plus. And how I got to a and a was you actually say the square root of a squared is a, and you say the square root of 25 is 5. Before we continue, have you subscribed yet? Or you can like this video, and better yet, please tell your friends about my channel. Let's continue. Factorize, and I give you x squared minus 4. So that's the difference of two squares. So you put two brackets and then x minus 2, x plus 2. Please note, one bracket gets a minus, the other bracket gets the plus. A squared minus 1 factorizes into a minus 1, a plus 1. B squared minus 64. Can you see there's a minus and both terms are perfect squares. Therefore, it becomes b minus 8, b plus 8. X squared minus y squared. So now the second term is also just a variable. It doesn't matter. It's still a perfect square. So therefore, it's still the difference of two squares, and you can say x minus y, x plus y. A squared minus 25b squared. Again, everything there are perfect squares. Therefore, it's two brackets, a minus 5b, a plus 5b. And then 16x squared minus 100y squared. The coefficients and the variables, they are all perfect squares. So therefore, it's the difference of two squares, and you make two brackets. 4x minus 10y, 4x plus 10y. Factorize. So now you were hoping that that's the difference of two squares, but unfortunately it's not, because of 5. 5 is not a perfect square. So now I'm teaching you, before you will attempt to factorize, there's one thing you always check, and that is whether you can take out a common factor. And in this case, you can take out 5 as a common factor. And then you always check what's happening after you factorized, and then there you find a perfect example of a difference of two squares, b squared minus 1. So you can take it further, and therefore the 5 writes with, and that one you factorize, and it's b minus 1, b plus 1. When I give you 4x squared minus 100, the first thing you do is you factorize by taking out a common factor. And the common factor here is 4. And you left with, inside a bracket, x squared minus 25. And then you always check your bracket Can't you take that further? Yes, it's the difference of two squares. So it becomes the 4 writes with, and it becomes x minus 5, x plus 5. In this one, first you will take out 3 as a common factor, and you're left with bracket a squared minus 4. And then inside your bracket, you find the difference of two squares. And you factorize further, and it becomes a minus 2, a plus 2. Now on this one, the question says factorize a to the 4 minus 16. Now remember, for something to be the difference of two squares, there has to be a minus. In this case, there's a minus. And then your two numbers must be two perfect squares. And even a to the 4 is a perfect square, since this is an even number. A to the 10, a to the 12, they are all perfect squares. So then this one, you can take and make two brackets, and it becomes a squared minus 4, a squared plus 4. Where does the a squared comes from? Remember, you say the square root of a to the 4 is a squared. Then you go back to your two factors and you check whether you can't take them further. Now this one, the second one, a squared plus 4, that's not the difference of two squares. There's nothing you can do there. But the first one, the green one, a squared minus 4, that's the difference of two squares. So you take it further and it becomes a minus 2, a plus 2, and a squared plus 4 writes with. And then there's nothing you can do further. Let's do another example. B to the 8 minus 1. So this one is a perfect square, and it is the difference of two squares. So we can say two brackets, b to the 4 minus 1, b to the 4 plus 1. Then the b to the 4 plus 1, that one you can't take further, but the first b to the 4 minus 1, that's the difference of two squares. So you can factorize that one, and it becomes b squared minus 1, b squared plus 1, and b to the 4 plus 1 writes with. Then b squared plus 1, nothing can happen there. B squared plus 1, nothing can happen. But b squared minus 1, again, that's the difference of two squares. So you can further factorize, and it becomes b minus 1, b plus 1, b squared plus 1 writes with, and b to the 4 plus 1 writes with. I also want to show you this one. The question says factorize. Now this is in fact the difference of two squares. The a plus b inside the bracket squared is a perfect square, minus, and then the 16 is a perfect square. So this is the difference of two squares. So what you do is you make a square bracket, and then inside your bracket goes a plus b inside its own little bracket, and then you deal with the minus 16 part, and it becomes minus 4 plus 4. Here's another one. 49 minus bracket x plus y squared. So again, you deal with this one as a unit, and you put two square brackets, and then on the right hand side goes the x plus y as a unit, and then the 49 minus, it becomes 7 minus and 7 plus. In the next video, I will teach you how to factorize a trinomial. Click on the video in the left hand corner to take you straight to the next video.